Good evening. Welcome to the laboratory of Jean-Paul Gasset. Greetings and welcome back. You're doing a good job. At the moment, the habitat contains 2 cadmen. They are suffering from the cold.
Brr, it's cold in here. Can I get some heat? Yay! Hey, you. No, now I'm burning up. My, it's hot in here. Hello? Are you listening? Greetings.
Good evening. Welcome to the laboratory of Jean-Paul Gasset. This is your second visit today. It is good to have you back so soon. First, a recap of your previous visit. The cadmen are now closer in appearance to frogs rather than tadpoles. Let us then call them frogmen. At the moment, the habitat contains 2 frogmen. So let us head over to the tank.
Hey, I have something I think we should talk about. It seems like you people are always rushing around, going from one place to the next. I don't know, maybe it's just your fast-paced culture which tells people they have to make themselves useful. I think some people are so bent on making themselves useful that they forget how to have fun. Of course, that doesn't speak for everybody, since you're here, relaxing and talking to me. But I'd like to know what kind of things you do in your spare time when you're not with me. For example, what do you do when you're with your friends? I don't know if I'd attempt to fly without actually having wings. Perhaps that's the challenge, however. So, I think I have an idea of what activities you and your friends do in your time together. Do you see a lot of them, by the way? Well, that's good. I wouldn't want my little biped to get lonely. You know what I've noticed? People love to talk. Oh, sure, there are quiet ones every once in a while, but usually if you ask a person the right questions, they can go on for hours. I mean, why else would you have me around if you didn't like a good conversation every once in a while? I think that's also what makes a good friend. If they're willing to listen to you spout off about something, you just have to make sure you let them talk once in a while too, so you don't bore them to death. But I was wondering, what kinds of things do you and your friends talk about? Well, I'm glad you're not being vague or anything. Sheesh. I'm sorry, I'm just a little jealous, I guess. It's good that you have someone checking in on you that you can share your life with. I say you can never really get bored if you have someone around who you can talk to. Sometimes it's more fun to just sit around and talk than it is to actually go do something. It all depends on the person, though. Okay, I'm going to let you give me a name. When you've decided what you want to call me, say, "I'm ready." All right then, here's how to do it. You're going to say my new name 3 times. Each time I say now, say the name once. Got it? Now. One more time. One more time. Okay, I'll remember that. Next time you want to call me using that name. And don't forget the name you gave me, 'cause if you do, I'm not going to tell you what it is. Well, I think that pretty much covers it. Later. You know, we've been talking a little bit about friendship and social interaction and stuff like that, and it got me thinking. It really seems like people learn a lot of their social skills from being around their family. I mean, your family is your first exposure to the outside world. The way you get along with them is probably going to determine how you get along with other people later. What do you and your family like to do together? Ah, yes, the family that eats together is Greek together. So my forte isn't poetry. Get off my case. You know what the really great thing about friends is? Spending time with them makes you really appreciate the time you spend by yourself. I mean, you probably get tired of your friends sometimes, don't you? What do you like to do when you're by yourself? Hey, whatever floats your boat. You go dancing by yourself? Now that takes guts. Do you get dressed up when you go out? Ah, a human who likes to be seen. Very good. It's good that you don't mind being by yourself. It seems like a lot of people can't stand it because then they actually have to think. I see you don't have that problem. One thing I find really interesting about humans is how many different faces a person can have. For example, when someone's talking to their best friend, the way they act might be totally different than when they're talking to their parents, say. Of course, it really depends on the person. I mean, you seem to do different things around people than when you're by yourself, and that leads me to ask you, depending on who you're with, do you think your personality changes a lot, a little, or not at all? I think that's pretty common. People adapt to the situations around them. A lot of times, the way you'd want to act around the comic store guy will be completely different than the way you act around your mother. The things you do with different people and when you're alone reflect your personality changes, I think. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of things going on with you. No wonder you act differently around different people. It seems like you're doing lots of different things around them, too. Well, I think I know you well enough to tell you that even I act differently depending on who I'm with, and it makes sense. Everyone has different expectations of everyone else, and nobody expects me to pick my nose around them. Yes, that is my private moment. Don't tell anyone, please. Anyway, I'm going to go think about things for a while. It was nice talking with you. Bye. It gets really tough for us when the air gets too dry. There should be a sprinkler that Gasset built somewhere around here. Hey, can you use the D-pad to look for it? Come on, use the D-pad and find the sprinkler. Oh, you brute. Unhand me at once. No, I'm not really hungry. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stand back. I'm gonna hurl. I'm really not feeling good. Stop it. I said stop it. Number one. No, it's definitely number 2.